Peace, prosperity, and abundance. Peace, prosperity, and abundance. Welcome back to Earth Goddess TV. Welcome back, Earth Goddess Gang. You already know what time it is. If you are new, welcome to the Earth Goddess Gang. And basically, what we talk about on this channel is basic astrology and spirituality from time to time. And today, I wanted to kick off a new series, basically Aquarius through the houses. But right before we get into today's topic, if you all have any interest in any handcrafted candles, make sure you stop by my Instagram page on under Earth Goddess _ candles, and I'll answer any questions you have about the available scents that I have. All right, family, so let's hop right into it. Now, I thought it'll be fun to do basically a series on Aquarius through the houses. So if you want to actually join on this series with me and pull up your birth chart and look at where Aquarius is located within your chart, and hopefully you can relate to the videos once I go through the houses with the sign of Aquarius. All right, family, so let's hop right into it. So we know that the first house represents basically your identity, your ego, basically yourself, your physical body, and everything that makes you. So, basically, you also have Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is also known as the water bearer, even though it is an air sign. It is fixed air. So, when we think of Aquarius, we think of innovation, uniqueness, just freedom, just a whole bunch of different things. So, also with Aquarius, they're very big on basically just expressing their identity, and that can come and manifest itself in different ways, especially with the Aquarius because they're non-conforming. So they can be quite bold and very creative and weird and quirky in how they express themselves within this first house. Also with Aquariuses, they're also very outgoing. They have like a humanitarian spirit. So the sole identity here is basically, to express themselves, no matter how weird or quirky. And they also have a talent with, fighting for a greater cause for people, or say the underdogs or things like that. They're very good at things like that. I also find that with Aquarius here in the first house, they're great with conversations, especially when it comes to like creative ideals and things of that nature. So, this can also manifest as far as in like how they dress, different hobbies, projects. They're always looking forward to basically the future. What can they do next? How can they do it in a different way? So, Aquarius is all about, again, that freedom, just doing what it wants in the way that it wants. So with the sun, not the sun here, but the Aquarius being here in the first house, you can imagine this will manifest a quite, out there quirky personality, with the Aquarian and the first house conjunction here. So also too, I guess this would fall along with the not liking to be restricted, especially when it comes to like their thoughts, their ideals, even physical and personal space. They don't like any type of restrictions or freedom, and of any type, especially with the Aquarius being in the first house here. So a lot of these times, these are the people you will probably see with different color hair, or they're always changing their appearance, just things of that nature, because they're finding new and exciting ways to express themselves, especially if they're not able to do it, any other way. So also too, what I know about Aquarius being in the first house here, especially when we get back to like the appearances, they can make these changes, and they can also make them maybe drastically, without any warning, any heads up, because this is just Aquarius all day, every day, no restriction, complete freedom. We're doing this the unconventional way, we're rebelling in how we express ourselves, whether that's how we talk, how we express ourselves through our physical appearance. This is all Aquarian attitude. Also too, I've known Aquarius to be a little bit, on the exhibitionist side, so it wouldn't be too far fetched to see these people attend maybe exhibitionist museums, or nude beaches, or be nude beaches, be nudists themselves, because again, Aquarius does deal with, you know, exhibitionism and things of that nature. So Aquarius are really, they're comfortable in their own skin. So these are the people who very well may wear provocative outfits that may shock people, because again, this is Aquarius, no restrictions, no freedom. We're doing what we want, how we want, as long as we're expressing ourselves. So with Aquarius being in the first house here, this also can manifest a person who dresses very, you know, shocking, you know, out there, basically expressing themselves, because most Aquarius are comfortable in their skin, you know. Also, I notice, depending on also what else is in the chart as well, as far as in their actual physical body, they can have Aquarian like features that say like bigger body parts, you know, just a little bit bigger in stature, not saying like big as in like overweight, but just bigger bones, say bigger bone structure, uh, bigger set eyes, you know, they tend to be a little bit taller in stature as well. And this is not saying that every person who has Aquarius in the first house would be a bigger built person, but I know sometimes when you do see Aquarius in the first house here, you can have a person who has a bigger body type. So also I notice with Aquariuses, because they are like social butterflies, but also two people can say that they tend to be a little detached from their emotions. And I've ran into both types. It depends on with the Aquarius, because I know like, because there are people oriented, but like if they're in a situation to where I guess they're really not entertained, or they're in their head thinking a lot, it can come off as, you know, being aloof or not really engaging with the environment. And it's not really the case. You know, sometimes most Aquariuses a lot of time are in their head. And sometimes they're just bored. So sometimes they won't say anything. So those are basically, you know, the things I've ran into as far as in, you know, their attitude. But most of the time, Aquariuses are really, you know, with this first house placement, they're bold, magnetic, life of the party. You can always count on the Aquarius in the first house to do something like shocking, bold, kind of out there, you know, without asking, going against, you know, traditions, anything going against the norm. This is Aquarius all day, every day, especially in this first house. So if you do have Aquarius in this first house, I'm pretty sure you can probably resonate with some of the things I've said in this video, just based on how, you know, you carry yourself, how you express yourself in the world. And of course, there are other things within your chart that can basically work with this or go against this, that make some of these things, you know, even more true or less true. But that was it for basically my Aquarius in the first house. And make sure you all, if you have any interest in any hand-based candles, make sure you slide over to Earth Goddess _ candles on Instagram, and DM me about my current scents. I'm thinking about running a current special. I'll talk with you all more about that, but this will complete my first Aquarius in the first house video. And make sure you sit through my rest of this series of basically the rest of the Aquarius through the houses.